Okay, so if you work in tech, marketing, or pretty much any job that involves projects, you've definitely heard the words Agile and Scrum. They get thrown around all the time, right? And a lot of people use them like they're the same thing, but they're not. And hey, it's a super common mistake to mix them up.
So what is the real difference? Is one of them better? And maybe more importantly for you, which one should you be learning about or even getting certified in to give your career a little boost? Well, we're going to break all of that down.
Honestly, it all comes down to this one simple idea. Agile is a philosophy, and Scrum is a framework. If you can just get that one concept locked in, you're already ahead of the curve. So let's unpack what that actually means.
We're starting right here because this idea is the foundation for everything else we're going to talk about. Just think of it like this. Philosophy is the why we do something, and a framework is the how we do it.
So, first up, Agile. This all started back in 2001 with something called the Agile Manifesto. And the most important thing to remember is that it's not a rule book, it's a mindset. It's a whole philosophy that guides your approach to complex projects where you don't have all the answers from day one.
And this is the heart of it all. The Agile philosophy is built on these 4 core values. It's basically saying we care more about people talking to each other than just blindly following a process. We care more about delivering a product that actually works than creating perfect 100-page documents. We'd rather work with our customers than fight with them over a contract. And maybe the biggest one of all, we value being able to respond to change over just sticking to a rigid plan.
Okay, so if Agile is the why, the big picture mindset, then how do you actually do it? Well, that's where specific frameworks come in. And the most popular one out there by a long shot is Scrum.
And this is Scrum. You see, unlike the broad philosophy of Agile, Scrum is a very specific, structured framework. It gives you a lightweight rulebook. The official guide is only about 13 pages long, and it clearly defines roles, events, and artifacts. You can think of it as one very popular recipe for being agile.
First off, Scrum gives you 3 specific roles. You have the product owner, who decides what the team should build. You have the developers, who are the experts that actually build it. And then you have the Scrum Master, who acts as a coach for the team, helping them follow the process and removing any roadblocks that get in their way. With these clear roles, everybody knows what they're responsible for.
Next, Scrum creates a steady rhythm for the project with 5 time-boxed events. The sprint is like a container for all the other events, usually lasting about 2 weeks. Inside that, you plan the work, have a quick 15-minute sync-up each day, review the finished work with your stakeholders, which you'll notice directly reflects that agile value of customer collaboration, and then you reflect as a team on how to get even better. This cycle creates a predictable heartbeat for the project.
And finally, Scrum uses 3 key things called artifacts to make all the work visible and transparent. You have the product backlog, which is the master wish list for the entire product. Then there's the sprint backlog, which is the list of items the team is working on right now. And of course, the increment, which is the actual usable piece of the product you've just built.
Okay, so we know Agile is the philosophy and Scrum is a framework to put it into action. Now let's put them side by side to make the differences crystal clear. And remember, Scrum is not the only way to be agile.
This chart really nails the core distinction. Agile is all about having a flexible mindset. Scrum provides a specific structure with a clear set of rules. It defines those 3 roles and tells you to work in sprints, whereas the Agile philosophy itself doesn't prescribe any of that. The bottom line is this: you can't really do Scrum without being agile, but you can definitely be agile without ever doing Scrum.
So what's another popular Agile alternative? Kanban. Now, instead of working in fixed sprints, Kanban is all about creating a continuous flow of work. Think about a help desk team. Tickets come in totally unpredictably. Kanban is perfect for them because it helps them visualize their workflow and, this is the secret sauce, limit how much work they have in progress at any one time. This prevents bottlenecks and keeps the whole team running smoothly.
Now for the part that could really make a difference for you personally. All this theory is great, but how do you prove you know it? Let's talk about certifications.
Here's a quick look at the heavy hitters. The CSM and PSM I are both laser-focused on Scrum. The PMI-ACP is a bit broader and covers a bunch of different agile frameworks. And you'll want to pay close attention to the big differences in cost and whether you have to renew them. That's a huge factor for a lot of people.
This is the classic dilemma for anyone starting out. CSM or PSMI. The choice really comes down to how you prefer to learn. The CSM requires a 2-day training class, which is fantastic if you want that guided, in-person instruction. The PSMI, on the other hand, has no mandatory training, a much harder exam, and it's way cheaper. It really just depends on your learning style and your budget.
And to make it even easier, here's a little cheat sheet for you. If you're new to Scrum and you're on a budget, PSM I is a great choice. If you're an experienced project manager looking to add Agile to your resume, the broader PMI-ACP is probably your best bet. And if you're in a huge company that uses a scaling framework called SAFe, there's a special certification just for that too.
So why does all this matter for your wallet? Well, according to the Project Management Institute, professionals who have an Agile certification earn, on average, 20% more than their non-certified peers. Yeah, that's a pretty powerful return on investment.
This quote really brings it all home. Every single team that uses Scrum is, by definition, working according to Agile principles. But there are tons of Agile teams out there that don't use Scrum. It's a one-way street.
And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. Following the rules of a framework like Scrum means you're doing Agile. But truly embracing the values of collaboration, flexibility, and customer focus, well, that's what it means to be Agile. So which one best describes your team?